The topic of my course paper is Teaching English for Leadership. The content is Introduction, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Conclusion, and Summary. Nowadays, teaching business English is quite different from other types of English lessons. Business English involves teaching adults rather than teenagers because it is quite a different approach. Adult students frequently have different interests in a business English class than in other classes. They usually have a specific career oriented goal in mind, and generally, the companies where they work are paying for their lessons. However, most students take business English lessons individually. Business English is essential for leadership, people who are tightly connected with sales, economics, and generally the business world. With having a great knowledge of business English, allow leadership to be professionals. Moreover, teachers should be very attentive and demanding when teaching business English for leadership. The place of teaching business English depends on different conditions. It is face to face lessons, it can be offices, university, conference rooms, and large corporate buildings. If it's online lessons, it can be home, cafe, and library. Each student chooses whether he or she wants offline or online classes to attend. There are different online courses, either payable or free. For example, the Aalto Business School at Aalto University in Helsinki in Finland has a team of researchers who have been very dominant in the development of business English in European context, especially through their work on business English as lingua franca. So, business English is important nowadays. Knowing all necessary skills of business English help to find a dream job and become a leader in the business world. Chapter 1 Theoretical Considerations in Teaching English for Leadership The Notion of Business English. So, English is considered an internationally popular language around the world. That's why it's a dominant language in business environment. Business English is essential nowadays. Knowing the basics of business English is becoming more and more necessary today if people want to get a good job and plan to work with foreign clients. Also, it is a type of English that is used in different business situations trade, banking, finance, and some office surroundings. Business English is a concentration within teaching and learning English and also builds part of English for some specific purposes. Teachers need to be able to set the course objectives and devise course programs and do this in deep knowledge of the language skills, functions, structures, and vocabulary that is necessary. Objectives for lessons and stages need to be made very clear to students on a day-to-day basis. If objectives are clear, students will work with enthusiasm and intelligence, which will naturally make teachers' life easier. Decision making and objective making can frequently be passed on to students who are often used to making decisions, setting objectives, and respecting deadlines in their day to day work. It is important that people who are interested in research into business English using the English for specific purposes approach come across the globe. In addition to the work of individual researchers and teachers, it is also possible to put a name to institutions that have specialized in teaching business English in different parts of the world. So, the specialty of business English. Business English is special because of the chance it gives teachers to satisfy students' rapid needs for English. In contrast, general English classes students' needs are rarely so rapid or urgent. Teachers have to build a really close and special relationship with their students. It is beneficial thing to do. Moreover, students will respect it and will be so grateful to the teacher if she or he has a success in developing tight and great relationships. Also, it will help students to become independent as learners and users of English. Business English is a highly interconnected nature of communication. There are many different, special, and important reasons for learning business English. Firstly, learning business English will help to improve students' actual English skills as well as increase new knowledge. By studying specific vocabulary and expressions, students will take their English to the next level. On top of that, they will become more confident when speaking English due to practice and the interactive activities included a business English course. Secondly, with learning business English, people will know new trends and current news. The teaching and studying of business English includes reading and exploring actual texts and articles from actual newspapers and magazines. And thirdly, we live in a constantly progressive era. Levels of globalization intercommunication are growing. There are business connections between companies from all over the world, which makes the need to use a common language in communication rather obvious. While both teaching and studying business English, people will find out how international companies collaborate with one another, how they do business, and build professional relationships. What is leadership and important leadership traits? Teaching business English for leadership is an important and demanding task to do. With having a great knowledge of business English allowed leadership to be professionals. Moreover, this knowledge helps to manage perfect business meetings and tasks for leadership. Leadership skills are crucial in language teaching and learning, and the effectiveness of these skills precisely have an impact on the quality of language education. Leadership is complex, it has many aspects: respect, experience, emotional strength, people skills, discipline, and vision. A good teacher is able to work with an engineer, product manager, foreign exchange dealer with equal skills and effectiveness, and the key to that effectiveness is being able to ask the right questions and make good use of answers, whether they come from the learners themselves or from books or company documents. Leadership requires individuals to possess certain key traits such as strong communication skills, charisma, self assertiveness, and empathy. Having these traits help to successfully learn and to teach English. There are other important traits like effective communicators, responsible and liable, long term thinkers. Also, it is essential to be a self motivated, people oriented, confident, and emotionally stable person. With these traits, leaders are very effective, especially in learning business English. That's why teachers should be very attentive to this topic. They should teach with great motivation, knowledge, and support. Therefore, it requires a lot of effort both for teachers and leaders. It is essential for business English teachers to focus on the system, procedures, and products that are in the center of what the learner does in English, and to be able to deduce from this knowledge the language needs of each type of learner. Therefore, leadership can be hard to define and it means different things to different people. Moreover, teachers should be very attentive and demanding to teaching business English for leadership. At the same time, leaders should have all these key traits to learn business English with effort and strong motivation in order to be number one in the business world. So, people who want to learn business English. There is most important differentiation between low experience learners and job experience learners. For example, students at schools or universities will be able to gain knowledge or business mostly from books. However, as a consequence, the knowledge will not be imperfect and will be rather theoretical than practical. Except students, there are job experience learners. It is obvious that they are also affected by their educational context and knowledge, but it is clear that in most cases they will gain some practical experience of having to communicate on their job. This experience will influence them to focus their attention on what they recognize as their own shortcomings in terms of fluency, getting the message across, and moreover being able to understand the people from foreign countries that they have to cope with. There are different teaching materials to use in lessons, handouts, audio, videos, which depend on the specific topic of the lesson for a separate person or groups. For methodology of teaching, many learning tasks and activities will be the same as on the general English course, especially for teaching structures, vocabulary, and social English. Some role plays also depend on topics and can be different. Pre-experienced learners are people who are still studying at school or university and maybe have not a specific choice of career. Pre-experienced learners will have two types of needs. First is their current situation demands them to read books, textbooks in English or follow some lectures in English. And the second time is that learners will need to prepare for their future working life in a business environment. In this way, teachers should provide their language course with really useful skills like participating in meetings, presenting information which depends on the kind of job they will prepare for. Job experienced learners. In contrast, job experienced learners are more likely to have a particular set of needs referring to their job. Sometimes learners may need English for a new job or a situation which they have not experienced. For instance, it can be an employee who is about to be put up abroad. Therefore, in this case, they will not exactly what needs they are going to have. Methodology of teaching of business English includes ideas from management coaching, decision making, problem solving, and team building assignments. For the evaluation process, teachers can set some tests or examinations. However, in company language teaching, there is usually no examination, but the training organization can use off-the-shelf business English test. Business writing is a type of writing that is used in professional, moreover, environment. Moreover, business writing is such a captivating approach. It is a very pragmatic and practical thing to do. Leaders use business writing to share information and ideas, convey and provide up-to-date news, and explain new tasks and procedures. The writing style people use in these materials differs from personal writing and can influence the response they get from colleges, the clients, or audience. Teachers need to establish with the students that emails can be similar to spoken English in tone. Also, teachers need to understand when students prefer to do the writing task for homework or in class. They can build the writing task by using the student's own work situation or basing the emails they can work on with the students and creating short writing task. Types of business writing. So each company and offices have different types of documents with their individual templates and industry focus. These documents are divided in some main style categories, and there are four segments in this field: instructional, informational, persuasive, and transactional. Instructional is directive and focuses on providing the reader with the information which is needed to fulfill and finish the task. The task may need to be either achieved immediately or it may be completed in the near future, and the example of this can be memo. Informational type concerns recording business information accurately and regularly. It is crucial to do things in a way that mark progress, predicting future work. Persuasive type of business generally associated with marketing and sales. The main goal is to impress the reader and affect their decision. This type can be direct, that focuses on particular item, on indirect, which focuses on developing the customer relationship, and last, transactional business writing is type which is connected with day-to-day communication. The great amount of this writing is by email, but also includes official letters, forms, and invoices. Chapter 2, practical application of teaching English for leadership. So there are many various online courses, and they can be either free or payable. Students can choose what is better for them. Moreover, there are recorded online courses and live online courses. Set of vocabulary topics include confusing words, money management, make do collocation, writing letters, job vocabulary, preposition, idioms, and like types of manager. The set of grammar include conditional, tense, gerund, infinitive, used to models. For reading materials, teachers can use articles. For listening materials, teachers use videos, TED Talks, and podcasts connected with a particular topic. For example, for exercises with negative prefixes, teachers explain the use of particular prefixes and they create various dialogues in pairs and share in class. For example, the exercise. Students fill the gaps with correct answers. They are given the words in the box, the prefix this, and the examples of sentences. Also, for grammar exercise, gerund and infinitive topic, teachers can give students list of verbs with infinitive and ending ing, and then give a mini dialogue where students need to fill in the blanks and write the correct form of the verb. So, Coursera is like course invented for native English speakers who are keen on business economy and want to improve skills and knowledge of business English. This course has to study particular necessary topics in order to succeed in foreign workplace. In Unit 1, teachers introduce course goals and then discuss basic ideas and vocabulary which refers to enterprise. Videos, listening, readings, and practical tasks are included. This unit is called Becoming an Entrepreneur. In Unit 2, cover how to do market research to determine whether a new product presents an opportunity in the market. Like they concentrate on surveys in this unit. There are also survey, readings, practical tasks, which include games and flashcards. There are videos about creating a survey, language focus on questions and intonation, vocabulary, flashcards about bugs and new food. Also, there is a question matching practice activity. Moreover, Unit 3 divided in two parts and refers to creating a business plan. First part teaches explains the importance of writing a business plan and focusing on marketing. And they also videos, reading, task, and creative games. In second part, explain how to create a right, a successful and clear business plan. Unit 4 examine different ways to get money which people need to start a business. At the end of this unit, students are able to create their own persuasion to present their business ideas. And there is a set of vocabulary that refers to financials, income statements, sales, and revenue projections, creating a business plan. Prometheus is another example of online course relates to business English. This course is very crucial and useful to learn. Students can open any topic of the week and watch short videos and write the assessment test after watching it. It is very convenient for each student because they can concentrate on the topics they want to learn and improve. Furthermore, they don't depend on the teacher. The first lesson is introduction, goals of course. Second week, topics about companies and work arrangement, work life, business trips, finance and business idioms, expressions. The third week is about office skills and communication practices, presentation skills. Fourth week is related to confusing words and useful grammar. And finally, the last fifth week is devoted to some tips for improvement. There are vocabulary of places of organization with their meanings and purposes, activities, department with many accesses to match. For example, IT installs software, customer service deals with complaints, and confusing words are offered, suggests, and proposed. The teacher explains the differences among them and gives sentences. Grammar topics include conditionals, active and passive voice. Teacher explains the use of these types and gives many exercises to do. In addition, there is a lecture about formal and informal phrases in emails. So, tips for teaching business English to low level learners. Learning vocabulary for work. It is important to teach fixed phrases, greetings, how is it going, pleased to meet you, and some offers, how can I help you, would you like. Teach vocabulary in realistic context. For example, short emails and text messages. Also, teachers can prepare vocabulary games. The example of vocabulary game can be auto one out collocation game. Expand student speaking time. Teachers can use different audios and videos or short dialogues or an extract or connected with a particular topic of a lesson. Students can read them in pairs. Work skills are connected with giving presentation and telephoning. For instance, the example of telephoning activity can be filling the gaps with correct answers in a dialogue. Steps for teaching business English to high level learners. Teachers need to be motivated for high level students because their learning can be slow and passive. It is essential to build up goal setting, use smart acronyms, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. For instance, students can choose a particular deadline and say, I can do this task till the end of the term. Encourage students to learn through business blogs, newspaper articles, journals, and novels. Another step is connected with grammar. Warm-ups and activities for adult learners. Warm-ups activities are an important part of each lesson. The goal is to build up student confidence and in their own learning. The best warm-ups involve some form of collaboration and inspire students to think about a new topic or consider a previously learned topic in a new way. The collocation game. Teachers give students 6 words and they have to figure out which noun is collocating well with them. For example, we have 3 groups groups of words and nouns, schedule, business, and brand. Students should tell or write correct answers. Grammar and vocabulary lessons. The teacher of vocabulary grammar is complicated but essential process in learning any language. Intermediate collocations, first and second conditional, they are very crucial in business vocabulary. They are a pair of group of words that commonly go together. There are different examples of business collocations like pay attention, fully aware, make presentation, kindly provide, vast majority, reach an agreement. Teachers can create a list of sentences, some type of tests where students should fill gaps with correct options, make or do. Conditional is sentence that involves if, unless, and states something that must be true before something else can happen. Teachers can write two different sentences and ask students which conditional is used and why. For practicing conditionals, a teacher should make some tests with choosing the correct option. Advanced, third, and mixed conditional business idioms. For effective practicing these types of conditionals, teachers can provide students with an article that is called Facebook Turns 10. What if it had never been invented? Students have need to obtain the structures performing the third conditional and mixed conditional. After that, students can do exercises to select the correct answers. There are many different idioms in business English. It is a crucial skill to know and to understand business idioms because they are frequently used throughout the business world. If you don't understand, it's easy to get lost and be perplexed. Useful business writing and communication skills. First, the teacher should teach how to write effective emails. Secondly, students need to learn how to communicate the ideas clearly and shortly. Thirdly, it is very vital to be familiar with the audience in order to make strong and successful communication. Organizing ideas consciously and carefully. A message should be stated precisely and directly. Business writing should be polite. Avoid using these phrases. Your failure to reply. You shouldn't expect it. And for example, instead of writing this sentence, I do not really deal with that. Say, it's not my department. Write this. I'm really not certain about that, but I will find out for you. I will ring you back by 4 p.m. today. Is it okay? Teachers can give students emails with mistakes and they need to rewrite in more polite way using polite words and following the structure of effective email. Conclusion. So, teaching English is very challenging and ambitious thing to do. Business English is used in meetings, presentation, reports, phone calls, and writing emails. Teachers need to provide excellent and informative materials to help their students gain and enrich knowledge that leads them to success. It includes different activities, audios, videos, reading materials, and games. There are offline and online ways of teaching that depend on particular choice and circumstances. Teaching business English also depends on the level of learners. Teachers need to focus on speaking and write skills and help students with essential vocabulary and grammar. In addition, they need to build trust and confidence in business language skills. Summary. This course paper seeks to develop notions of teaching English for leadership. In other words, it is teaching business English. It is constantly progressive era. Levels of globalization and intercommunication are growing. There are business connections between companies from all over the world, which makes the need to use a common language in communication rather obvious. So it is so obvious that business English is an important part of the world nowadays. In terms of classroom teaching, teachers need to be a demanding and qualified to perfect job and teach students successfully. They should provide clear material in terms of vocabulary, grammar, idioms, and writing skills. Critical thinking, creativity, communication, and writing skills, problem solving responsibility, all of these skills have to be taught by teachers and studied by students in order to be successful leaders in the 21st century. Thanks for your attention.